tried filming this so many times and my computer keeps pooping on me. So I'm trying to do, I'm like so sad, trying to do my February non-bookish wrap up. Before I do that though, I wanted to ask a quick question. In my January monthly wrap up, I discussed how like the one wrap up isn't really enough for me, and I feel anxiety and pressure to make the videos short, but also discuss the books as much as I would like to. So I decided to start doing individual book talks, which I did start doing in the month of February. But I was wondering if that's something, I don't know, I kind of feel like changing it now. I'm thinking about maybe doing weekly wrap ups. I would probably still only be talking about one or maybe two books a week. But this way, I could maybe discuss like what books I'm in the process of reading as opposed to like just doing a book talk about one book. I have no preference really on doing either or. It's kind of just like I want your feedback because you are my audience, which is kind of a weird thing to say, but like you are the reason that I'm doing this, and so I want to make you happy. So please let me know if you have a preference, like if you as a viewer would rather watch weekly wrap-ups or if you would rather watch book talks for each individual book. Yeah, I have no preference. I like all of them. Like I like watching all of them. I feel like I do tend to watch wrap-ups more than I watch reviews. So maybe that's like why I'm confused. But anyways, so I'm going to be talking about podcasts, books, and movies today. I mean, not books. My brain. Podcasts, movies, and TV. Because I don't listen to music and I don't really do anything. So I know it's like weird I don't listen to music, but I kind of think like any kind of listening opportunity is wasted if you're listening to music because you could be learning something, which is what I love about podcasts. I know that's totally psychotic and like in my brain, and I'm sure music is fun. And I listen to it when I'm like out or with friends, but when I'm by myself, which is a majority of the time, I listen to podcasts. So I'm going to start with the TV that I watched first. I am currently rewatching Buffy and Angel with my boyfriend who has never watched them, so I'm kind of introducing him to like a thing. So we're on season 6. We're like season 6 of Buffy, and I guess that means we're on season 3 of Angel. We started Buffy, and then once it got to the point where they split into the two shows, we go back and forth and alternate. So it's taking us a little bit longer to go through. I don't think we're going to finish Angel, though, because Angel gets, like, really stupid and ridiculous. But we'll see. I'll let it go as long as he wants to watch it. And, yeah, it's just the best. Buffy is the best. Angel, I still don't really like it very much. I'm getting really upset because there's like Angel Cordelia things happening in season 3, and it's upsetting, and I know where things are going to go, and it's even more upsetting. Anyways, we also got from the library Just Shoot Me seasons 1 and 2. I don't know if any of you watched this, but it's a sitcom from the mid-90s. It's like a workplace sitcom that takes place at Blush magazine, which is like a fashion magazine, and it is hilarious. Like I crack up so much watching it. I think it's a blast. It has David Spade. It has the dad from Veronica Mars, whose name I can't remember. All I can think of is their names on the actual show, but it's really, really fun. If you like silly comedy, it's a blast. I also started watching something called El Internado, which is a Spanish show, which is very strange. I'm only about 4 episodes into it. I've kind of taken like a little break from it because the episodes are so long. They're over an hour. But it's really, really weird. It's this like a community, a school. The people. It takes place at like a boarding school, and there's like mystery happening, and so there's like I think there's 5 pupils and then the little sister of one of them, and then there's like the the cleaning lady who's really an escaped mental health institute. She was in a mental institution and she escaped to go to this place because she knows that her son is one of the people at this place. May have just given something away, but I've only watched 4 episodes, so it's pretty crazy. I would definitely recommend it. I need to get back into it. It's a blast. So those are the TV shows those are the only shows that I've been watching. With regard, this is already at 5 minutes. I talk too slowly and too much. The movies that I watched were Mortal Kombat, the movie, Deck the Halls, and Ju-on, the Grudge, the original Grudge. I gave Mortal Kombat a 2-star, Deck the Halls 1-star, and Ju-on 3 stars. Deck the Halls is like the dumbest piece of crap I've ever watched. And I've watched The Room. I don't know if any of you all have heard of that, but it's like, that's a funny, terrible movie. Deck the Halls is a sad, sad, bad movie. It's terrible. It's Danny DeVito, Matthew Broderick. It's depressing. It's horrible. I hate it. It's a piece of garbage. Don't watch it. That's all I have to say about it. I'm sorry if you like that movie, but it is literally a piece of garbage. Mortal Kombat was also a piece of garbage, but it was kind of like in the vein of The Room, where it was super, super enjoyable to watch. It was really, really funny, absolutely ridiculous. The fights are insane, and it has like the really funny I don't know if any of you played the Mortal Kombat video game, but I played it when I was a kid, and there's like the soundtrack in the movie, and they say, like, Mortal Kombat. I can't do it. I can't do the voice, but it's really funny. And like when the people die, he says the same word, but I can't remember what it was. Deceased. No. Eliminated. I can't remember what the word is, but it's the same like voice, and it's so good. And there's like the song, and it's just so good. And Ju-on was pretty good. It was very, very confusing. Like lots of things were happening. It scared me. Oh my god. The cat. Sorry guys. It scared me. I'm a very jumpy person though, because I watch a lot of horror things. And yeah, it was enjoyable. The reason that I watched the 2 movies, the Mortal Kombat and Deck the Halls, is because I do listen to a podcast called Cat, please. Come here. Oh gosh. The kitty. She looks so pissed right now. So what is it? I listened to a podcast called How Did This Get Made, which is people talking crap about bad movies, basically. And it's run by a bunch of comedians. 2 of the people are from the show The League, which I've never seen, but they're pretty funny. And June Diane Raphael, who's like a bit character in a bunch of different movies and stuff. So that is one of the podcasts that I've been listening to. I also started listening more to You Must Remember This, Stuff You Should Know, Baby Geniuses, and Literary Disco. So those are like the 4 podcasts that I'm kind of like trying to catch up with right now. Michael from Knowledge Loss shouted out Literary Disco in his last month's wrap up, and it's really, really, really good. One of like the main pluses for me is that Ryder Strong is one of the hosts. I don't know if any of y'all watched Boy Meets World when you were younger, but I was in love with Sean, and yeah, so I get to listen to his voice all the time. So it's really funny, and they pick such interesting books that I've never heard of, and it's just like super interesting. I was trying to listen to them like every single episode, but they started getting kind of spoilery, and maybe it's not even spoilery, but I like to know zero about the books that I read, and I want to read the books that they're reading. So I've kind of stopped listening to the episodes about the books that I haven't read yet, and I'm going to read the book and then listen to the podcast because I'm super, super anal redundant. And then Stuff You Should Know is hosted by Chuck and Josh, and they basically just like, they have 2 episodes a week, and they talk about different things. The last one that I listened to, I think, was on icebergs, and they did an episode on how moss works and a bunch of different stuff, and it's really, really informative and fun. And yeah, it's not my favorite, but I definitely really like it, and they always talk about interesting things. So if anything, it gets me like motivated to learn more about different things in general. Baby Geniuses is like a ridiculous comedy podcast hosted by Emily Heller, who's a comedian, and Lisa Hannibal, I think is her last name, who is actually like the creator, not of BoJack Horseman, the TV show, but she's like the creator of she did the design for all of the characters, which is really, really good and super funny because she's like really obsessed with horses and talks about horses a lot on the show. I'm almost finally caught up with it. I think I have like 20 episodes left in that one. It goes on once every other week. And then what's the other one that I mentioned? Oh, You Must Remember This. Super interesting. It's about the secret history or the forgotten history and secrets of Hollywood's first century. And so they talk about like Rita Hayworth and a bunch of different people. Frank Sinatra, John Wayne. I'm almost done listening to a series that she did that's called Star Wars, and it's about stars in times of war. And the next section is going to be on, there's like cat hair everywhere now, Charles Manson. And I'm super pumped because I'm kind of obsessed with Charles Manson and I want to learn as much about that as possible. So I'm really, really excited about that. And yeah, that's everything I could think of. So let me know what you really liked in the month of February. And if you have a preference on if I do